Hey guys,
Hi, how
my
are
name's
ya?
Matcha, and my name's Matcha, and welcome to the BTCast or Behind the Cast. Once again, my name's Matcha.
CBT.
Yeah, thank you. We have
Great
here
start.
the two co-hosts, Toasty.
Hi, I'm
Pluto
Toasty.
Massive
I do the
3D.
I do the I do the toasty things like toasting. I also do a lot of voices.
And here we have Sayu.
Hello, my name is MatchaVA, but you can call me Pluto Nation 3D.
Hell up.
Shut up.
very. I'm also a voice actor. I make the stupidest noises behind the mic. Happy to be here
Yeah.
with
He
Toasty.
did the sound as,
Toasty.
I am the
And-
toasty.
and-
Yeah. Our buddy
Gotcha.
Sayu here. He did the Sayu did the sound design for the Pluto Nash movie.
Yeah.
For real. Don't
The
give me
3D
OST
edition.
credits. I will slap you if you do that. Don't give me the OST.
He also did
my
the
god.
No. The OST was shit. I don't want credits for that garbage.
Bro, that OST was mid.
Oh man, we just
It was lower than mid. What do you mean
Okay.
mid?
peak. All
First and
let's-
foremost,
Now let's get started
boys.
with
this.
First
More
of
than
all,
mid.
for all boys, what have you been doing as of lately?
So who's gonna go first?
I'm eating food. Would you like some?
You're eating food.
What are you eating?
I think
What kind
you
of
can
food
go
are you eating?
first, Toasty. Yeah, you can go
Rice,
first.
fried fish, rice, and
Oh
curry.
my god.
Oh,
That's pretty good, though.
All right,
That's
let's see.
pretty
I'll go first. So
Yeah, go first.
like lately, we talking about like work or outside of work?
Both, just both, really.
Both. Okay.
Yeah.
So outside of work, I've been doing tons of college stuff, as everyone like probably knows that by now. I've just
Same,
been busy with
same.
that stuff. Outside of college, which is basically just YouTube at this point. In terms of like YouTube, I've just been like doing like tons of like searching on like new comics stuff, new manga stuff.
Mm.
I've actually outside of recording this, by the way, like before we started this, I was actually asking Matcha to help me look for like manga stuff to dub because I have been
Yeah.
wanting to like branch out to different stuff. I'll say this right now, like in the topic of YouTube, I guess on my end at least, and then like I'll let you guys like go right after, and like you're on like your own like thing, right? But I think for
Yeah.
me, I always like to try to keep things like as fresh as I can on the channel, like whether I'm doing Sonic or whether it be like a slightly different thing, drama, comedy, whatever, slice of life. I do want to try branching out some more different like fandoms or different series, or just like just try to keep things fresh, because I don't want to make it feel too like stagnant in terms of like the same content every single time. And I know that's what people probably
Yeah.
want sometimes, but I mean, when you're doing the same thing over and over, it kind of feels a little like not boring, but it just feels like, I don't know, it just like me personally, I just have the feeling like I always want to try to do something like, maybe it might not be new, but like at least try to get variety. I like
Basically,
having
try
variety
to
in like
experiment
my
in this
stuff
sense.
I do. Yeah, and then
Oh yeah. Sorry.
I don't know.
Continue,
oh,
please.
it's like I'm always like, that's why I always look around for like new people to make videos with. Like I'll have like someone I'm really happy to work with, but then sometimes I'm like, oh, what if I tried combining like like not combining but like swapping out, like what if I did this person, give this person this role, that role, whatever, like I always like try to swap things around every now and then. But if I'm like, okay, I'm happy with this consistency, then I'll like keep them around more like for these new videos. I'm like, hey, so I'm like, I really like their performance, or like their
Speaking of
mic
casting,
quality.
You forgot to cast me a Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh,
You were
yeah,
supposed to.
I need to cast you a Shadow.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it'll be Sonic, and then we have, oh yeah, we'll have Sonic, Shadow, and Silver. All right, it's already peak.
It's already peak. It's already peak, everybody.
Yeah,
Big cinema.
Yeah, you got me, Faker.
got me, Silver.
Whoa, there's no way. Two of you? No one's better than the real deal.
You're the Faker.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
as if. No, I'm just kidding, but let's enough of that bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's not really too much like outside of work. I mean, unless you have like something else like to ask with it, like.
No. Like I mean, that's pretty.
My
plenty enough.
turn. I would say
Yes, I use turn.
outside of
It's
the
Shai's turn.
outside of the joke. I'm sorry about that, but I just finished lunch. Outside of work, I would say like obviously same with Toasty. I got college. I'm actually leaving my current college because I'm not satisfied with the classes. I'm going to join a new one soon.
Oh.
So other than that, I would say I'm literally free all the day because no classes, no notes, no nothing. I'm just doing sitting.
Right.
I would say like other than that, obviously YouTube. But even now, I'm not doing much YouTube content because like I'm trying to write up scripts, and currently, unfortunately, I'm pretty slacking off, and I hate that. I really want to work more, but for some reason, I keep slacking off. It's just so disappointing that I keep slacking off.
Right.
But I really want to work more, and I've been trying to reach out more to other people. I mean, obviously, the VA Club Discord.
Yeah.
Yes, a shameless self promo. If you haven't
Shameless
joined the
self-promo,
VA Club
it's
server
okay.
yet, please join. Please join. I mean, it's not a self promo.
Why you sound like you're begging? Please join. Please join.
Join us. Please do join us. Link in the description. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Please join us. Like, and he's like held at gunpoint. Please.
No, I'm not.
If you
I'm
don't,
not like. I mean, if you wanna join, do join us.
Please do. Yeah.
But yeah, please do.
unless. No, I'm just kidding.
Unless again.
Boy.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
But yeah.
I've been handling the Discord server mostly. I've been writing scripts. I've been making music. Currently working on an actual video game soundtrack.
Same.
Called Zatio. Oh yeah, we're both working on it together.
Oh yeah,
Toasty and me.
we're working together. Yeah, we're music partners on that one. Oh my god,
on
you know what
the
this
video
real,
game.
you know what just made me realize what you said earlier? We can add this to our resume.
Exactly,
Like,
we
actually-
can.
No,
We
no,
can.
like we actually can. Like
Yeah.
people probably look at that and be like, "Oh, damn, you worked on a video game? Oh, okay." And, like, they give you like a little like that little like silent like theater clap. It's like, "Oh wow, okay, wow." You know, they give you that.
Wow.
Wow. They look at our
Rainier
resumes and they turn
Springs.
into Owen Wilson.
Wow. they turn into like a deep fake of Owen Wilson. Oh wow.
Wow. And
Yeah,
we've
just,
been,
like,
we've been working on that. I'm part of a record label now. Sick.
Good shit. There.
Nice.
Good shit.
I didn't even know that
Nice.
actually. Hold on, that's sick.
I'm also like VTubing. I used to have a podcast. I still do, but it's dead pretty much. so
Dead.
that's sad.
Yeah.
Now we're here.
Now
because
we're here.
this one will
Now
not
we're
die
here.
because
Now we're
I'm
here.
always around. Yeah, I'm
Same.
like one of the few dudes who are like always like active, so there's no way
Yeah.
this would die as long as I'm
No, of
awake.
course.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. If I have company, if I have company, this place will not die. That's for sure.
Yeah, as long as we have the boys around, then it's
The boys
A-okay.
around. Yeah.
Boys. But yeah,
Uh,
other than that, yeah, I mean, doing YouTube voice acting, comic dubs. I'm currently looking more into comic dubs as well. More like Genshin Impact, memes,
Shit post basically.
shit posting,
Shit
but,
post.
yeah, shit posting. But
Mm.
I'm not Gianni Matriguano to like instantly have like thousands and hundreds
No,
of
of
thousands of
course.
views.
It takes
bro.
time. It takes time. It takes
I
time.
mean, yeah.
It
I mean,
takes
it was
time.
like because I remember I was talking to you guys about this. Like I remember I was recommending you both like guys, hop on the comic dubs. Like I mean that's the that's the thing right now.
Yeah, it's
whatever,
the
like,
thing,
That's just
yeah,
always
it's
been the
a-
thing. Whatever.
yeah.
So I try to convert you guys to that. Thing. I told it's like the thing is like with comic dubs sometimes honestly I think it's like you have a better chance of like getting more success with those in my opinion.
Yeah, that is true.
That
Because
is true.
my channel, other than one series that I got like I think 5K, the
Yeah.
best videos are usually comic dubs. Which
Yeah,
is
that's
very
the-
interesting.
that's
Especially was
the-
Genshin Impact,
Oh,
by the way.
totally.
Totally.
That's why I was saying, I was like,
Genshin
dude, I'm like, bro, those are the ones doing numbers. You should do more of that. And plus, you enjoy it a lot, anyways. I'm like, you might as well do it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So eventually I'll get back to that. Just I need to finish these scripts first, and then I'll get back to the comic dubs. But that'll be soon.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm a VTuber. I love VTubing. I
Yeah.
do like streams, but it's not always. I'm just
Not
when I
always,
have
yeah.
leisure
When you have
time.
the time. Yeah. leisure time.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
totally. I think like let's see. Oh yeah, so Matcha, you asked a question, but we want to know like what have you been doing like with work and
Yeah.
outside of work? Like
With
what have you
work,
been doing
I
recently?
guess outside work, I mean, like mostly it's just like, well, it's school stuff, right? Like I'm a high schooler technically. But like, as well as like, I guess, like in work, it's like basically I've been kind of doing a lot of things as of lately. I've been planning out, I guess, fan dubs, but also comic dubs and stuff like that. Just kind of be more kind of like seeing. I was like, okay, do this, do this, do this, do that, and then kind of just do see what kind of like I guess new ideas for collabs, new ideas as well for videos
Mhm.
that might be one-off videos for now, like one-off videos. One of them is a ASMR. I might do an ASMR video, so just yeah. Uh,
I unlisted so many of mine just because like I'm
uh,
like basically rebranding, so a lot of it's like
yeah.
unlisted or like
Mm.
privated, just
But
like
like basically it's just a
um
one-off, so it's not really
yeah.
it's not just like a continuous thing. It's just a one-off. Let's see if it does take off. But like right now, as of right now, I'm working on two comic dubs right now. Two comic dubs, which is one the most highly anticipated, which is on my channel. I'm just literally on my homepage. That is the
Oshinoko.
not that one. It's
Oshinoko
the it's not
boys.
not that one. It's the my childhood friend one,
Ah,
and
goddamn.
another one which is called A Prince of a Friend. Both of them are gonna be. I'm gonna do a double upload at some point, so I might do that. So, you know, see how it goes, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And
Mm.
also, just to clarify, I am in a fandom of Demon Slayer, as well as like Oshinoko. So, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Right
of
there.
course.
Speaking of
I'm
all
in
like these cool
Oshinoko as well.
projects, like with all these cool projects going on, I told like this to you and Sai. I'm pretty sure like I'm for
Mm,
sure mentioned it to Matcha,
yeah,
but like I've
sure.
said this a lot, and I even say this again now.
Mm,
I've been like heavily doing like research, looking around like oh I want to do like like Sonic
yeah,
fan games because my whole channel is just
yeah, yeah,
Sonic.
yeah.
I do
And
want to like voice Sonic for like fan games, like not like these like tiny little like I don't even care if it's like a 2D Sonic game, but
it's
like
yeah.
something that's like semi-professional, like cool looking. Like
Mm,
I don't know, like I don't want to because people ask me sometimes. They'll ask me like, "Oh, Toasty, do you wanna voice Sonic for like this little gotcha thing?" And I'm just like, "No, not
gotcha.
really," because I'm like, I don't know. That's like the weird side of YouTube because you know how
Oh
gotchas
yeah.
are on
Oh
YouTube. It's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, they'll do crazy numbers, but
Don't
like I don't want to be known
don't
for
ask me
that
about
stuff, and
gotcha
that's like
because I have like
weird.
a ton of my
That, and
friends
I'm not
who
really
does
interested in
like
gotcha just because
content.
I feel like that's just I don't know. It's just not even that cool. I mean, I want to do like an actual like full on like
Like a
full
fan game
fleshed
kind of,
developed
yeah.
produced game with like cutscenes would be sick.
Mm.
I feel like that would be awesome. There's not that many projects out there, but I do like even if it was like an
I,
audio drama like Sonic and Tails are, that would be sick to do.
Once
Um,
again, I helped out this man right here. I helped out Toasty with like finding some finding some casting calls. I was like, we kind of searched through kind of
yeah, we did find
discouraged.
some. I haven't
We did
auditioned
find
for
some.
them yet. I
Yeah,
said I would, but I just got busy. I think
yeah, of
like
course, no
later
problem.
next week I am gonna start doing it, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
The ones we found like they end at like September of the end of the year, so I'm like
Oh yeah,
for
yeah,
like the
yeah, yeah.
whole like
Totally, yeah,
year.
yeah, totally, yeah. I mean, yeah, like that's why like a lot of times like I mean I mean I don't know, like most of the projects that I've done is I know it's like like IP stuff, but like I kind of got curious and sometimes I was like, oh, there's some things here. I'm like, I want to try like a game, for example, because once again, shameless plug. Yeah, my Twitter, follow my Twitter. Uh, but it's in the description down below.
I like
Basically,
how
like
everyone's
I
doing their shameless plug.
uh, but no, no, no. Basically, like, I always been kind of curious, right? Whenever I search through on Twitter, like, casting call and stuff, it's like so interesting, rather than casting call club. We don't go in depth with those, but yeah, I mean, there has been any kind of, I guess, casting calls that you've been interested, guys, like that you found, probably.
Except for the ones that you found for me and like we
Hmm.
looked at, not
Yeah.
really too many has like stood out to me as much.
Hmm.
Actually, real question, like I know it's like a really super sudden switch, but I actually had a real
No, no.
like pretty cool
No worries.
question, and I think like
Yeah.
everyone else listening would be pretty interested to know because
Mhm.
I don't know, I
Go
always
on.
like catering to the viewers. Spoiling you all.
Go
So to both you and Sayu, and I guess including me too. I wanna know what you guys would tell like the viewers, like your subscribers, whatever, like who see these, right? I want to know, like, tell them like how is like your work process, like what do you do when you think of like
now
this is a video,
very
what do I do
interesting
for this
topic
video,
here. I love
and like
that.
what you like how you edit it, and like you're like, okay, this is
Yeah.
it, and then you post it, and that's it.
Okay, now
Sorry,
who goes first
I
here?
had to wash my dishes. Anyways,
No worries,
what's,
no worries.
what's
sorry.
going on?
Well, yeah. So well, I guess you missed the question, but I was gonna say this right now. The new question I was asking was, to cater to the fans, whatever. I want to like have you guys answer a couple questions, and I'll answer it too on top on my side. But like, tell like people like how you like find a video like idea, when you like how the process is, how the editing is. When you post it, you're like, okay, this is the finalized version. You're 100% through, and like how like
Yeah.
like your whole thing, like when you from start to finish for a video.
Yeah. So now this is the question here. So who starts first now? So because like.
Why don't
again-
Sayu go first since he just came back?
Yeah. So do you want to go first?
So like yeah, so let's
Sure.
start with like we'll section it off, and then like after
Yeah.
you finish, we'll probably ask like the next part. So like, so how do you come up with your video idea?
My video idea. Okay, so do you mean comic dubs or just general
Just
audios?
like just in general, like
In
anything,
general, yeah,
like
in
just for your
general, yeah.
YouTube, like it can be anything.
Usually those come from like I don't know, like random anime that I come through. I'm like, this seems to be an interesting genre. Maybe I should shoot a shot at it. Or it's like if I saw a movie, I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. What if I did something like this in my own like POV or like my style of that? That's what Sam Wick was. It's like
It's
I
just-
saw
yeah.
I saw
Yeah, it's just your
I saw John Wick.
Just John Wick,
Yeah,
but with
the
Sam.
alternate universe kind of.
It's an
Yeah.
alternate universe because I was like, what
That'd
if
be
we
cool
took
idea.
the plot in a
Yeah, like
very
a cool
different
idea in your
direction?
head.
What if we did
That's super cool though. Like I remember you told me about it. I was like, oh, that's actually pretty sick.
and same with like Spider-Man actually. What I did with Spider-Man was when No Way Home came out, I was like, oh, this is actually very cool. Maybe
Concept that you
since
found
now
out.
since
Oh,
now every character in the multiverse is pretty much canon. I thought, oh yeah, this could be canon, the actual multiverse, if I make my own Spider-Man OC. And I'm like, oh, that's then I could give him a really cool backstory and stuff, tie him to the OG Japanese Spider-Man, and
Right.
stuff like that. It's like how your brain runs. It depends on my content, depends on how much my brain works. If it's like
Yeah.
very interesting, very exciting, very action-like, you can tell that I cooked. If it's like generally chill or funny, I was just
Your brain's
Messing around.
probably an
Um,
anime. Most likely, it's an anime influence in that one.
Yeah.
And comic dubs be comic dubs. They're
Yeah.
they're just
Now
there.
I wanna like get onto the part 2 of it, which is like how does the editing process go for all of
Yeah.
these
Now I'm
usually?
kind of curious as well. Yeah.
Yeah, like how do you know when to use what? Like, I mean, obviously I know when to use my, but like I'm like how
Yeah.
for you personally, because everyone's is
Mhm.
different.
Yeah. Of course.
Hmm.
Walk us through your editing process when you start up, like, you look at open up the timeline and stuff for it.
That's actually a really good question. You know what I'd say is like, for the editing process, I would say firstly, FL Studio is peak. Thank you, FL Studio. Without that thing, I would be not as good at audio editing as I was. I think again, it's the influence of anime and movies that gave me like an idea
Right.
of what goes where. Pretty much, it's like, oh yeah, this
Mhm.
happens. What can I do? For a door kicking down, like somebody kicks down a door, you need a whoosh and a door kicking down sound effect that gives that realistic feeling. It's all like, it's like a movie. That's what I want when I'm listening to
Immersion.
my
It's a
audio.
lot of immersion.
It's immersion.
yeah.
Yeah, it's immersion. It's like I want it to feel like a movie, like an audio movie. And what goes into these sections is like, use your experience of watching
Uh-huh.
other movies and anime into this. Incorporate
It's
those
like
into
doing
this.
it with your eyes closed. You're watching a movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Basically,
Yeah,
like
do it
it
with your
kind of,
eyes
you
closed.
immerse yourself. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
while editing, you immerse yourself into the editing process. It's like, oh, imagine the movie. That's the perfect word.
Yeah, it's like
imagine-
basically, yeah,
you're
yeah,
always
yeah,
like
yeah,
thinking like will this like like when you're behind the screen editing, you're like, am I digging this? Like, is this like, does this put me into the mood of like, am I, feeling the same, like the theme? Am I feeling
Yeah.
the emotion like at that moment for that fitting scene? Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's more like you put yourself in that scenario, and you're like,
Exactly.
You put your
Especially,
shoes
yeah,
into-
and it's funnier, especially because you're the one also doing a voice too for your like you
Yeah,
listen to your own thing
yeah.
like, oh,
So I'm listening to myself, so I'm already in the scenario.
yeah, you're
and
already
I'm
in the
putting
scenario.
myself
in the
again
scenario, yeah.
as the cameraman.
It's
It's like you're in a movie, like you're in a literal movie, like you're the actor and you're the cameraman. So you're pretty much shooting yourself
Yeah, pretty much.
in the movie. That kind of scenario.
There's a little pause. You're basically shooting yourself. Like a 30-second
Yeah,
pause.
it's like I'm the cameraman and I'm the actor. It's that kind of scenario.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
except
I can. Go
I'm
with
the voice
idea.
actor and I'm the editor. So you get
You're
the
doing
gist,
everything.
right?
So basically, you're doing
Yeah,
everything
it's
in
like-
once. Yeah.
And for the final third part of it, how do you usually like when you finish it up and you're 100% sure like it's a-okay to go and then that's it, like do you do you usually have a video where like you post and it's like, man, I could have went back and redone that, but it's already too late now, or like or like do you think like you know what I mean, like do you ever go back to like think like, man, I could have fixed that one little part and you didn't notice it until like at the end sometimes?
That's actually a really good question.
That's-
Let
'cause
me- let me
obviously,
think.
like-
I need
Yeah.
to think this one because
Yeah.
I do have, I feel like I do have some regrets on my past works that I feel like it needs like retouch. I would say
Refinement.
refinement. I would say like definitely this is like one of the underdogs in the channel, like the one where I was a vampire. I was
Right.
like, it was alright. It was like it was
Nah,
okay.
it was like, yeah,
but
it wasn't like bad, but it wasn't great.
bad.
It wasn't great,
It was,
it's
it was
alright,
okay.
It was okay.
But I could definitely go
Do
back
better.
and make it like better in terms of like both
Yeah.
editing and like line delivery. I
Yeah.
feel like I could go back and do it again, but unfortunately, like it's like too late. It's like a year ago that
Yeah,
video. So.
unless you like explicitly say this is a remake of this old thing I did a year, and then people won't judge you because
Yeah,
they're like, oh, it's a
Yeah, it's like a
remake.
remaster, pretty much a
wow.
remaster. Because I did go back and do a remaster like of an older video, like, and that was 7 months ago, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is better. This is much better. I could do this. This is much better for remaster, and stuff like that, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. Well, let's get on to Matcha's side. So, Matcha, how do you usually think of like a video idea for your end? Like, just in general. It doesn't have to be anything specific,
No,
but
of
just like
course.
generally any video.
Generally, like basically, videos come up, like ideas of like videos come up, like I like basically like my mind just like come up with ideas in my head and just like, let me check on like the internet, and then it's like, oh, let's see, like from like websites like
So
manga
you like
websites.
you do like research on like
Yeah.
something that you think like appeals to you. You're like, oh, I'm really feeling this in the
Appeals
moment. You want to do
me,
this.
and then also, but at the same time, like it appeals to the viewers and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a win-win situation as well. So like I'm trying to get that kind of thing, but also like I
Yeah.
just want to see myself like I want to have fun doing the process, and like after that, I guess like concepting. It's like, okay, how do we do this, do that, and then see the finalized thing later on. So yeah, it's pretty much like that. Just
So
like,
for when
overall.
you're editing,
Mhm.
how do you like? What's your process of editing? Like, what do you use? Like, how do you do it? Like on for your
Basically
end?
like for editing, right? Like for editing, I actually use like Audition. Shout out to Audition. This is not sponsored. But basically like I use Audition to kind of like imagine the scenario while I'm like looking at the visuals, so that like I can get across the visuals, and then also pacing, so that like I'm like, okay, this is good for the pace, this is good for the visuals, okay. And then after that, it's like all the process went through, just like, okay, what music does it fits with, and then like what kind of like tone are we gonna try to look for this, and then it's like, does it fit the tone later on in the final product, and so on
Yeah.
and so forth, basically. Just basically like that. That's the process of the whole entire editing.
And editing, the voice crack. Editing.
I
Right.
love
You thought I
yes,
wasn't
man.
gonna get that. Yeah, yes, man. You thought I wasn't gonna pick up
No,
that
I
voice
know, I
crack,
know, I
huh? You
know,
thought I
I
wasn't
know.
gonna pick it up.
He subtly lowers his voice to cover the voice crack. But
Yeah, so yeah, so when I'm over editing, I mean, when I'm editing,
well, what I meant was, what I meant
yeah.
was,
But yeah.
Well, what I
yeah,
meant
yeah.
was, and then the third part is what I asked
Hmm.
you. When you finish a video and you post it, and the day is done and all, and the weeks go by, days go
Hmm.
by. Do you ever go back at your old videos, look at them, and I know a lot of you do, like you two
Yeah.
both sometimes, go back and look at your old stuff, like, and
Yeah,
reminisce
of
sometimes,
course.
or you just check it out just because you're curious. Do you ever like go back and think like, man, I could have done that better, or like, you
Yeah,
could have done
I've
something
definitely
or
had
like
that
redone it or
feeling.
fixed it?
Yeah, I've definitely had that feeling,
Yeah.
of course. Yeah, but at the same time, I'm kind of proud that like I do like small steps. Like even though this is like the minimal that I can do, but like I can see the potential of doing a remaster of doing like
Yeah.
say something. Because for example, I
Remastering
guess
it in like
one-
your
yeah,
current style now.
yeah. Because like one, if you know the chapter 1 of the comic dub, that was like me very minimal with my acting, so I was like,
It was very
But,
meh, you think?
pretty meh.
It was-
But then
yeah.
now it's kind of like much better, and it's like it's much
Oh
much
yeah,
higher.
no, for sure. Especially ever since you got to like the new studio, it like became better.
Yeah, it became better. But yeah, no, like I've definitely had those, but like sometimes I just award those kind of like videos. I don't reward them as like I award them as just like, oh, this is a small step for me to grow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, something like that.
I think
basically.
like for me, it's like whenever I try to think of a video idea, like like at least currently now, because back then it was way different, but now like my current process is like whenever I see like a comic that I read, whether it be on Twitter, Tumblr, Demon or whatever, or like someone, a friend recommends it to me, like let's say like Amy, she'll recommend me stuff because like she's always
Yeah.
like showing me stuff, whatever, or like maybe you're showing me stuff, but I usually look around and on Twitter most of the time and I see cool comics and I'm like, oh my god, that looks so cool. Whether like it's like I first things first, and I know this is like really kind of stupid, but I always look for an appealing art style and story, because art style first, because people want to look at something that's appealing,
yeah, of course.
and then
Yo,
on top of
no-
that, I
no
want to make
shit.
sure that the story, and then on top of that, I want to make sure that the plot and story to that little comic, whether it be short or long, I want to make sure that that little story is going on, and that
Yeah,
thing at the moment is like coherent, where like when you
Yeah,
jump in,
of course.
you get all the details, and then everything is said and done at the end, and it whatever it pans out. I don't want to jump people in like halfway through like a comic. It's like, what happened? Well, you skipped chapter 1. Why would you do it? I always want to make sure I
Yeah.
start at the very beginning, so everyone gets all the
and
information.
you skipped chapter 1, you imbecile.
That's kind of how I feel about Goofy. That's how I feel about Goofy R Remix 4. We skipped. That
I
you
skipped
guys,
3 on
hey,
purpose.
people who watching this, they don't know what Goofy R Remix 4 we skipped.
They don't
3
know,
is.
they don't know,
about
they
that
don't know.
stuff. They don't know. No, it's an inside thing.
It's an inside thing,
in the
guys.
Public. Get
but yeah,
Sayu
go-
to like 1,000 subscribers. Maybe we'll release them.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to the topic
but
of yours.
yeah, no, but back to a serious topic. I'm always going on Twitter, like looking around for like cool stuff, and then obviously, like I said, make sure everything's like coherent, everything looks nice, like the quality of the pictures are good, and then I consult like to the artists first, like, hey, can I do it? Or if I can't contact them, but 90% of the time I will like go out my way to like try to personally, like whether it be replying in the comments or DMing them, I'll like ask them like, hey, can I dub your comic, like this is super good,
basically asking permission.
yeah, always ask for permission, and then
Always,
they're like, yeah,
always,
totally,
always.
or and if they say no, then I'm like, okay, then I
You
just
respect
won't do
that.
it.
Respect their
I-
decision. So
People ask me like a lot because sometimes they don't watch till the end of the video, like they won't watch till the full like thing runs through
that is
the
so
time.
interesting.
People sometimes ask me like, I get quite a few comments like asking like, oh, well, when are you gonna credit them? Have you ever credited them? I'm like, yeah, I credit them at the end of the video. If you wait till the end, it's like the credits, like the black and white text, whatever. It's just
Dumbass.
like, yeah. I don't want to say that. No, don't say.
No, don't say
But
that.
I would
don't
say,
say
like,
that.
just like wait till the end of the video, just be
Yeah.
patient, wait till the end of the video,
Yeah.
you let it run through, you'll see that
Did
I
you,
actually
like-
I credit the voice cast, and at the very
Yeah.
end I also credit the,
Dude,
credit the comic
imagine
artist.
you're halfway through the comic dub, and at one point you're like, this comic is by this person, and then you
Yeah, the reason I don't,
back to the
here's the
actual-
reason why I don't do it in the beginning. And people
Just don't do
sometimes like
that.
might ask it. I don't do it in the beginning for one reason, because it'll throw the immersion off immediately. When people
Yes,
jump in,
that-
they jump in
that's true.
immediately with the intention of like,
always
okay,
put the
comic dub
credits on the
first.
end.
Yeah.
Always put the credits in the end. So
That's
kind
just
of-
how I do
Obviously.
it, though. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's there. It's not like I didn't do it. It's just the person watching the video just didn't wait enough time to
Basically,
look
basically
at it.
they're
But
like,
I
you know,
mean,
just,
yeah.
oh, this is
They're
what
just
it's
impatient
like,
about
yeah.
it. But I mean,
Yeah.
that's not a bad thing.
Uh,
I know people are impatient sometimes, so maybe I'll
course,
try
of course,
to
yeah.
do something different so that people see it earlier, maybe. So,
Yeah,
like,
because
okay.
there are benefits to the crediting in the end. Because
Yeah.
remember, like when I did like the Genshin, like the Ether X Hu Tao thing, I remember like the actual creator themselves eventually saw the dub,
The video.
and they personally commented on the video, and I'm like, oh my god, this
That
is
is
this
cool.
Is crazy.
That is a cool moment.
Yeah,
really.
imagine they commented, "Where's my credits?"
We're credit. No, we did credit them, obviously. We
Yeah,
credited them
exactly.
at the
Yeah,
end.
obviously.
Yeah, like I never do a video without having like credits from them, or at least,
Yeah.
and if I
I
can't,
al-
if I
like,
can't,
I always
if
ask
I
the
can't
credits.
personally reach out to them,
Mhm.
like if I can't personally reach out to the creator of the comic, I will
Mhm.
go out my way to at least find the source of the original and then credit them to whatever
And
like,
then, yeah.
their platform they're on. At least, like if there's no way of me contacting them, DMing them, or being able to get an email hold, I will at least go out my way to put the original platform that was found on and their like their tag that they go by on that platform. That is the very least I can do. But like what's it called?
I still
But
don't
I
think
always have
email is
credit.
actually the best source of communicating.
Oh yeah,
with
no,
your-
sometimes they don't even have DMs, like the legit. They
Yeah,
don't.
best
like
case
the
scenario is
worst-
email.
No, because
They
I
take
no,
so
some of them
long
we
to reply
actually
on the
no.
email.
We actually have gotten like a lot of replies from emails. Like I remember Amy like was DMing a lot of comic artists via email, and like
Oh, yeah. How did it go?
and
How
we
did it
actually
go?
did get a lot of responses. We did
Hmm.
get quite a responses back then. But point being, but I always like no
Sometimes
matter
it's
what,
not
I always
like
end up
you
giving
don't
credits.
get responses. It's sometimes it takes a long time to get a response.
Oh
from
yeah, no,
somebody.
totally.
Yeah, it takes a long
Um,
while. Yeah, it takes a long while.
But
So,
that's
yeah.
why I like DMs more, because you get a quicker
DM again.
response.
Yeah,
Those
no, because
kind of-
sometimes their DMs are closed and they just don't even
Oh, yeah,
accept
that's
DMs at
the
all.
pain.
That's
That's the pain.
why
That's the
that's where it
pain.
comes in. Like that's why I hate that part sometimes. Obviously, I can't force them to open up DMs. Like
Yeah, of
open
course,
up
of
now, open up, boy. It's my
Open
turn,
up.
boy. You know,
Open
so I
up the
can't.
DM.
Yeah, no, but I can't just be doing
Yeah.
that.
Mm,
So
yeah.
the least I do is at least credit them to the original source and platform and stuff like that. But part two, what I do like for my editing when I'm opening up, a lot of you guys are gonna hate me for this. I edit on my iPad.
That's fine.
Bruh, I edited on my phone.
I edit on my
Yeah,
phone
I
too,
edit.
so
Yeah,
you're-
yes,
you're
I do
fine,
that.
you're
Yeah, my
fine.
phone, my iPad. Funny thing. I used to like record and edit on my laptop, but then I suck at laptop editing, and for some reason I'm always so good at using InShot. Not sponsored by InShot, but I
Dude,
use InShot.
I
Shout out to them.
edit on my CapCut, by the way. I used to edit on my
CapCut.
CapCut.
CapCut is
Not
pretty good. I
sponsored.
do like
CapCut's pretty
CapCut.
good.
CapCut
The only
is
reason
great info.
the reason I still use InShot is because I have all my sound effects and music saved on there. So
Oh yeah, fun fact, I still use CapCut on my PC on some edits, by the way, because
Hey.
sometimes it's better than Filmora.
it's really good. Yeah, no, the quality's good.
Not sponsored though,
Not
but, like,
sponsored.
but
yeah,
sometimes
so
better than
I,
Filmora for some stuff.
So yeah, no, I use InShot on my iPad to edit all my comics, and I do my keyframes. And then for people asking how I do my video editing with like the whole like the text revealing itself, so I save a copy of each version that's all blank, right? Like I'll go into my Procreate on my iPad while I'm at it, and then I draw over each like picture. Then I save it as a blank. I erase one text box, save it again, erase another text box, save it, and I'm revealing it as it goes. Yeah, and it's
That's
so
really
tedious. It's the most
okay.
annoying thing in the universe. I hate it.
Right.
I wish there was an easier way, but it's the only way I can do it because
Mm.
that's just how it works for me. But when it's
Yeah.
all said and done, I have like at least like I have like 50 pictures of just like alternate
Jeez.
versions of it with and without
just
text boxes.
imagine this just
And
like
then
toasted with the.
oh
50
yeah, no, yeah,
50
one of these days
imagine.
maybe I'll like show you guys like a nice like I'll live stream it one of these days like to you guys in
Yeah.
Discord. But then I end up like with like 50, 60 something pages, whatever, and then that's like only amounts to like 2 minutes for a video, and it's so funny. And then so that's why people ask me sometimes, why don't you do longer videos? That's why, because I have like 100 photos of like one page that I have to do. Yeah, and then when I edit it, I always try to make sure everything is perfectly in sync, obviously, because I sound egotistical, but I consider myself try to be a perfectionist with everything I try to do, and then
that's fine.
it's like I get annoyed at myself sometimes. Like I'll get pissed at myself, like, oh man, like no, it's not going the way I need it to be, and then I'll redo the whole.
Yeah, you're good.
thing.
I'm a perfectionist too.
Yeah,
when
you're
coming-
good.
when I
I'm
come
so
to
here.
edit. It's
like
like,
my- like, you
I'm a
guys, like, look
perfectionist
at-
myself.
Like
That's
if you
why I
guys just
usually
like
edit
look
my
at
own
it.
stuff. because sometimes when other people edit my things, I'm like, oh yeah, this
I
doesn't
hate
come
it.
to
No,
my
like it's not
standard.
that I hate it. Like
No.
I don't hate how it comes out. Usually, I just hate that someone's
Yeah,
doing
it's
it
the
for me instead
yeah
of me doing it myself.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
a, it's
that's the
an
thing. I
ego
don't
thing. It's
hate
an
their
ego thing.
editing.
It's an
It's
ego.
more
It's
like it didn't.
It's like
as much
ego
as
and
I
pride.
like it, it didn't come out to
Yeah.
my standards. That's the problem.
Yeah,
It
or
didn't-
maybe
it
not
didn't,
even my
like,
standards,
your-
but it's just like like maybe it comes out to my standards, or maybe even comes beyond my standards. But I'm angry that I didn't do it myself, like manually. That's what I hate. It's not that okay, maybe it wasn't as good as I thought. Like maybe it wasn't be as good if I did it, or maybe it was better than me, even if I were to do it. But I'm mad that I'm not the one behind the the camera or whatever screen doing it manually myself. That's why 90% of the time, like I'm always editing everything by myself. Off chance, when I work with my friend X, he'll like do it for me because he'll just like, no, Toasty, let me do it, please. I like doing it. It's so fun. And then shout out to X. He's a really good friend of mine. Thank you, man. He does a lot of music remixes. Sometimes we like to do that a lot. So I should do more. But anyways, I just like to do it myself just because like I don't know. It's just like that personal touch of it. It's like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
And then you guys see my videos. I always try to like make everything perfect, like whether it be transitioning the screen, like panning it down a certain way or whatever, or the music and sound effects are always on cue with certain things. But I always try to have everything on their own perfect cue, and I'm just like always replaying it over and over. Like, okay,
make it like
good.
a perfect cue. It's just like, oh yeah, this,
Yeah, totally. But then the third final part, whenever I go back, like there's a lot of times where I'm just like, there's no way I can make it better. Sometimes, like a lot of the times, I do think like, damn, I could have redone that one line because like, I'm like, I hate how my voice sounded in that one part. Like specifically, like the whole thing was good except for that one part, and I'll be like, I'm like, almost swore. I'm like, damn, I could have just could have fixed it right there.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah,
it's just like this is like, oh man, I wish I went back and just recorded that line over again. Oh man, it's like crap like that. Let's see. I don't know. I do like the idea, like the first step, like one for this one, like we should just have like introduce everyone, like how everyone works. I think that's like pretty like cool to do. There's like one more. Do you guys have any questions for the other person?
Well,
what do the people want to know? What are your burning questions? This is like
the
an
burning
interview.
question, the roasting questions. Can I just call it roasting questions?
How do you voice act?
How do you voice?
How do you voice
now
act?
That's a question. Now that's a question.
Oh yeah, no, I was born a gift from the gods. I was just like, Zeus. Oh, your son has returned.
Kratos.
Yeah, no, but I mean, how do you voice act? Honestly, like how I do it, or just like in general, I guess.
Just in general, I think.
In general, okay. I'll give you an answer to both, but I'll do the general one first. In general, voice acting. This is different parts, by the way, but it's like impressions versus your own thing. If you're doing impressions, always, and I mean always, listen to the line that you're trying to mimic. Don't just do the voice. You also have to. You want to re-listen to it, just adjust it. Maybe it's like that slight, like someone will like talk like this, versus maybe he has a little bit more. Right, like something I can't do voice tonight. It's like 4 a.m. Right, I'm sorry.
It's
but,
right.
There's like something you have to you have to listen to every little detail a person adds to their voice.
Every
Okay, maybe he has more of this in the back, more throaty, less throaty. Or, in any case, it's like just keep re-listening to the line you want to do, and don't just. And I say this all the time to everyone, when you're doing a character's voice, right? If you're trying to do an impression, if you're doing a character's voice, don't just do the voice and then just say whatever lines. When you're doing the voice, you have to do the personality with the voice.
Yeah, basically give the voice a personality in a sense.
Use the voices along with the personality. You have to keep it, respect the character when you're doing the voice. That's not to say like by respect we don't mean like be a nice don't be a nice person all the time. Obviously if the guy's a villain, he's gonna be a mean guy, but point being, when we say respect, when we say respect it, we mean like respect the way they speak, their mannerisms, the way what their vocabulary. You don't hear Sonic going like, man, I could really go for an onomatopoeia right now. You don't hear him saying like that. You hear him talking a bit more of a slang, something, whatever. Every character voice has their own personality, mannerisms, and way of speech pattern, and however they talk. That's just how it goes. You can't just do it like, I mean you can, but it's not going to be that good. I'll tell you that. So just make sure you just, you know, when you're doing the voice, do the personality. That's it.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Good answer though.
That's just
You
what
are
I do.
now
I
a
mean,
winner. Congratulations.
oh my god, what do I win? 100 copies to Pluto Nash in 3D.
You win the cabbage of the gods.
Oh man.
So,
Yes.
do not deny me my doobie.
Do not. I guess so going
you are
to
not
from
allowed to be taken care of.
Toasty, and then we can go like from me as well. So I guess in general, how I do voice acting is most of the time I just kind of picture in my head how would the character sound, and then like basically if it's like, and then it's like okay, let's see if it fits my voice range, right? But then if
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, that
Yeah.
I always look at a picture or like whatever like of the character. I'm
basically
doing.
use your
Like, for me,
imagination.
when I do my
Use your
Sonic
imagination.
voice. So funny thing, people don't know this a lot, but I'll say this right now. It's like I guess like leaking, you know, like warm ups.
Yeah.
Whenever I do my Sonic voice, I actually look at my figurine of Sonic I have on my desk while I do it, so that I'm looking. I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
he's supposed to look. He sounds like this. He looks like this.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know.
He stares at the figure. Imagine you walk in on Toasty recording. He
I'm
sees
just
him
looking at this
staring at the
figurine.
fucking figurine while recording. He's like, what the
I
heck?
just dropped
Wow,
the
that
figurine
is-
while
that
you were
is
saying that.
That is actually
No, but I
something
do
what
look
I
at
do.
I look at everything like when I'm recording. Like I always look at my Sonic figurine when I'm doing the Sonic voice. I'm like, okay, you know, I'll do my warm like the the yes, like okay, leave it to me, whatever. I always do that stuff like whenever I'm looking at it.
Yeah, that's actually a good way of trying to get like motivation. Like if I'm recording something,
yeah.
I'll have like music
Yeah,
that works with
music,
it. Like
yeah.
if it's Spider-Man, I play like Spider-Man OST.
Basically,
like,
get
Doom
you
Slayer.
immerse yourself. You
I have
immerse
Doom
yourself in the
Slayer.
signs.
Yeah, if there's like Doom Slayer, I start playing Doom music.
Yeah.
If I have like if I have you know like Sam Wick, I start playing fucking John Wick movies.
Yeah.
soundtrack.
The,
Stuff
like,
like
the
that. It's
soundtrack.
like,
Yeah.
you just
So
immerse
when are
yourself
you
in the
gonna
character.
do your Pluto Nash video next?
Imagine
Pluto
so you
Nash
doing
OSTs
it.
Pluto
ass.
Nash.
I don't
Pluto
listen
Nash,
to
yeah,
trash
you.
OSTs.
You should do your Pluto Nash the 100 years later time skip video.
Oh my
No,
God.
Pluto Nash's OST sucks. I'm not gonna give it a chance.
Just like you should produce your own OST for it.
Yeah, produce your own
Oh,
voice.
God.
It's gonna
No.
be like it's gonna be like 2 hours long.
Oh my
What
God.
Oh,
room
God.
is Nash staying in? He's in 3D.
He's in 3D.
Just make a remix of the. What room is Nash in 3D?
3D. Yeah, you should actually that'd be pretty funny if you make if you'd make like a remix like sampling. That'd be pretty sick.
But yeah.
But okay. Oh yeah, Sai, your turn. So, what is your like advice and tip on like just like how to voice act in general?
I mean, obviously, like be the character. Never like it's like
Yeah.
oh don't do an impression of the character. Be
No,
the
but
character.
be the character.
See,
Yeah, you have to be the
Dude.
character.
Do what
You
you
have to
think
embody
is
the
right
whole-
by the character. Like, dude,
Unless you're just joking around, but if you want to take it seriously, then you have to do it. Yeah, if you're joking around for the memes and do whatever the heck you want with the voice.
Yeah.
If you're doing it seriously though, and you're actually making a video and you're
Just
doing whatever the heck with it, right? And you're
Basically,
actually
portray
being hired for
yourself
this
as
stuff,
the
or like
character
you know,
in a
or
sense. Portray
yeah,
yourself
just do
as-
it as the character. Unless it's for memes, then have fun with it. But if you're
Unless-
not, and you're
unless
actually
we're
trying to, if
actually
you're trying to be
giving
serious,
advice,
then yeah,
fine.
yeah. If you're trying to be serious, then actually be the character.
Nah, I'm questioning who's actually giving the advice here.
Yo, mama.
Your mama so fat. She went to the Xbox Live.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Anyways,
yeah.
My,
Yeah.
can I actually answer now?
Yeah,
Thank
go
you
for it.
very
Go for
much.
it. Go for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, be the character, because without that, you're no voice actor without being the character. If you just do voice impressions, you're just a voice impressionist, not a voice actor. The biggest thing about voice acting is can you adapt yourself to be that character? You know, obviously, you have to see if your voice fits them in the first place, and if it
Yeah,
does,
that's true.
can you actually adapt your voice to be that character? Because you need to know that in order to like do a good take of the voice, you know, the line.
Yeah.
So
pretty
what I
much.
do is like when I record, I always like watch if there's any reference material, absolutely check those out because those are gonna be pivotal when it comes to recording lines. Like, I mean, when I saw like obviously best as an example is like Sam Wick, because before doing like Sam Wick's stuff, I saw all 4 John Wick movies just so I can get a good, grasp of how Keanu does the character. And obviously, since mine is pretty much just John, but in an alternate universe, I tried to adapt that personality in his voices. Like, if somebody is like, he's like, if somebody calls out to John Wick and they're like, John, I need your help, and he's like, yeah, what do you need? He doesn't even say even what do you need. He's just like, yeah, that's it. He's like,
Yeah.
and then they're like, and sometimes it's like, I need a gun. You see that Keanu personality. It's like I need a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So always, if you have reference,
Yeah.
definitely put that to good use. Best thing I can say is practice, practice, practice.
There you
There's
go.
nothing beyond that as the best advice is to practice constantly.
Practice,
Do
practice, keep on practice. Yeah.
not do like, oh look, I did this take in one day. Oh, and
No.
I'm never gonna do this take again. I'm never gonna practice again. Guess what? You're setting yourself up for failure. Don't do that. Keep practicing. I know it is kind of harsh, but it is reality.
Hey, that's the truth.
And there's nothing you can do without practice. Absolutely. So as a voice actor, the best 3 things is reference, practice, and being the character. It's like, how can I put this, like in BPR, pretty much BRP or BPR or whatever. Like the it's like be the character, use reference. I forgot the other one. Practice.
Yeah.
Be the character, reference and practice. That's BRP. Just keep following that, and you'll get there. Like
Yeah.
I was like the shittiest VA on my first try. I sounded so monotone, and I hate that till today. But it's that hate that makes you the
That
better
kind of
voice
fuels
actor
it.
that you are today.
Yeah, kind of fuels it. Basically.
So that's like my best advice. Also do a lot of comic dubs because it gives you versatility in your voice,
Yeah,
like the
That's
range in
exactly
your voice.
why I do what
Exactly.
I do. That and I enjoy it. Also, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
Okay. Go on.
Also,
Oh wait.
also,
What was I gonna
try
say?
to do dictation classes if you can. Take some dictation classes because there are some words that are hard to pronounce.
Oh yeah, they are. Totally.
And
Yeah.
Um,
Now I remember what I was gonna
dictation
say.
classes.
Okay. I remember what I was gonna say now. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
on top of like the voice
Pretty
acting tip,
valuable.
make sure when you're doing a voice, whether it be an impression or make it your own, but let's for this sake for consistency, we'll just say you're doing like an impression. So in this case, like let's just say like some Sonic character or whatever, anime character, I don't care, just be any character you're doing an impression of.
Yeah,
in
just,
general,
yeah.
when you're doing an impression, you want to make sure that voice that you're jumping into is natural. Don't make it
There
like you
we
do it one
go.
time and you're like, oh man, I
Yes.
guess I can't do it
There you
again.
go.
Like if I
Yep.
can only do one thing one time and never be able to ever do it again in my life, then I'm like, it's not. No, you have to be able to make the voice in your daily life. If you can do it in your daily life without struggling to swap in and out between other voices, then you've probably nearly mastered it and made it your own. Probably, you put your own twist on it, yada yada. But like,
Yeah.
do the voice
Also,
until it's
another
like, natural.
advice is do not drink milk when you're about to record. Trust
Or
me, it's the
anything
worst.
I
that's
used to
like
do that.
super like very.
I did that
like,
before.
thick. Oh no.
I did that before. I did that and I drank cold water.
Oh no.
Don't do that.
Okay. Okay.
That's gonna affect your voice
All right.
performance.
You guys have already have your advice here. Now this is my turn. You guys almost I was like,
let's do
course.
it,
Yeah.
boys.
yeah.
Whoa.
But yeah, I guess like my advice for VA, it's like similar to both of y'all. But like again, but this is also another one. Just drink water. Don't drink anything that's like probably like cold or like cold or even like that's thick. Yes, I would say thick.
Eat raw
Uh,
ice cubes. Just eat ice cubes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ice. Air.
But yeah, just that, and like also like practice, and like once you get the hang of it, you'll know it's like, oh yeah, like this is when you're supposed to do and stuff. But yeah, just
Oh, and this is for anyone who's just starting voice acting,
Yeah.
by the way. But I told
I
this
mean,
to
it
Matcha
affects
and
people who
those
are
society-
also pretty good.
or
at
still
voice
doing it now. Yeah, people
We're
who are still doing it now.
yes.
Just a word
So
of
this
advice to
affects
everyone.
all of us.
Anyone
So
who's
like-
doing voice acting, whether you're yeah, whether you're new or not, this is the biggest advice. Be competitive, because here's the thing. Now hear me out. All right. No, this isn't like
Nobody's gonna favor you.
yeah, no one's gonna favor you. No one's gonna give you
course.
your little special attention. All right. So here's the thing. Be competitive, because no one's gonna give you the little pat on your back. Okay. When someone does something, you gotta outdo that person. And I know that sounds really mean, but you have to understand.
This
people
is the
don't hire
real
you.
world.
No, it's not. I mean, that's true, but
Like-
here's the reason why. The reason why is because people don't hire, or people don't, cast you for doing like, hey, can you hold back? No, they tell you do your best. When they say do your best, that means do your best. But if your best is doing better than the other person,
Yeah.
that other person would have to step it up too then. But in any case, your best means you have to do better than everyone, because that's how you have to be better. You have to do better, and not just like be better than everyone, but just better yourself, like whether it be
Yeah.
you slightly improve something, but just like be competitive, because it'll come out a better performance. And that's just how I do it. I mean, that's how,
Yeah.
why do you think I always go last whenever I'm doing collabs? I always I wait till to be the end
Yeah.
so I can outdo the other person.
So basically, like again,
Bruh.
yeah, no, this is a new information for you. So I've known this, so it's like, yeah, no, like I noticed.
Oh yeah, I told this to Matcha, but yeah, no. Anytime I do any collabs, I wait to be the last person so that I can outdo everyone else at the very
outperform
end.
in a sense, but also
I get
make
enough
the-
time.
like the,
I have
you
enough
know,
time to
like the product to make it good. So yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
Like, once again, I have no.
But in my
If I'm
case,
not-
no
I
advice
always
other
do
than
be the
this.
first person to outdo themselves.
Exactly.
But yeah,
it's just
I
like-
just be the first person to do everything set up, like all my lines in first. Because then,
But yeah, no,
'cause
I just
then I can blame
go in
anybody
there.
else for the delay, not myself, because I already did my stuff, so it's not my fault.
Mm.
right.
Unless
yeah.
the
there's
video
deadlines,
delayed,
then yeah.
it's your fault. I'm kidding. I don't blame anyone.
course,
usually
of course.
just
Unless,
fucking up.
unless,
Yeah.
unless.
I mean, unless. I mean, yeah, this is a really good start to the first episode. Like talking about voice acting, like the behind the scenes into it, in the works. And yeah, like hope this podcast helps anyone who's starting out, or even just, like still in the process of doing so. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Number one tip for voice acting. Everyone will agree with this. Number one tip for voice acting: don't. No, I was kidding.
But
Don't.
yeah.
Don't do it.
Don't.
You're not.
don't. But like, yeah, it's fun though. Like doing this kind of like the first episode. I mean, knowing before.
Yeah. So when can I get my $50?
I would
Bro.
like my $500 as well.
Bro,
for
what you mean?
$5,000
$50,
in.
bro.
I want 5,000 in cash. 5,000 in cash.
we both have same rate for being part of this as a voice actor.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, 50.
The royalties.
50.
God damn it, guys! What the
Royalties.
hell?
Oh.
Oh my
Bro,
god.
Twister City might complain.
Sounds like he's talking like those like crappy Xbox mics.
But yeah,
Xbox
no.
Live.
But yeah, no, guys. Once again, we'll end this off right here. Hope you guys, people who are listening to this podcast, have a nice day. Night and afternoon.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my god.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah.
Next
Yeah.
time on Dragon Ball Z, we're
But
gonna
yeah.
have another episode after this one.
Yep. Pretty
Somebody's
much.
gonna say the F word, and we're not saying
No,
No.
no. You can you would do it and you'd get canceled. You do it and you'd get
Yeah,
canceled.
you
okay?
do it, you get canceled, bro. Okay, but yeah, we'll
Like-
sign off for today's episode. See you guys. Matcha signing out.
Thank you so much for having
Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye bye.